So the topic today that I thought of was team revival, because I feel like my personally sponsored coaches and what I've been hearing from other coaches is that coaches in April had a really slow month. May, a lot of them are just kind of like still feeling April and not pushing as hard. And so I thought we could talk a little bit about how to get them motivated again to push their business forward. So I spent this morning basically just YouTubing how to revive your team or like get coaches started right and things like that. And so I came up with a list of 10. And they're mostly from Melanie Mitro and Alyssa Shoemaker. But before I even go into that, and I feel like you guys know this, but other coaches that might be watching, someone once said it's easier to give birth than to resurrect the dead. So if you've been spending so much time on your existing team and not recruiting, that's not going to work out either. So make sure that you, along with these tips, we definitely want our team to succeed, but you always have to be recruiting new blood and new people and new passionate people to work the business. So don't take these tips and only follow these. Also continue to recruit. Okay, so the first one is make sure that your team knows about the training opportunities. And I feel like on Team Supercharged, we have a lot. At least right now, we have the Fit Boss, we have Emerald Academy, Diamond Academy. Every now and then we do like a push group. We have the challenge pack shootouts, things like that. And so I think just making our team aware of all the different training opportunities we have via posting in your team pages and messaging them one-on-one, especially because lots of people don't check, the team page. But they would definitely benefit if they just got a personal quick note from you guys. And one thing that Raina does, I don't know if you guys get it, you might, but she sends out an email once a month about the different training opportunities. And it's just one email and it says like team call this Thursday, topic is XYZ. Next Thursday is this topic. And then it's like team-wide 3-day refresh group starting June 1st. Team-wide, XYZ. So she like lists out everything. So I was thinking of starting that. Do you guys get those emails from her or no?
Mm-hmm. I get some things random times, but
yeah.
I muted myself because I'm typing, but I'm the same with Ash. I get one like once in a blue moon.
Yeah. Okay. So emails, personal messages, team page, anything, but make sure each individual person, at least the ones that want to work the business, know about what's coming up. Number 2 is show your team that you're in the trenches with them. And the only way that I really know how to do that is to share your invite scripts, and not just your invite scripts, but also like a screenshot of you inviting someone. Share a screenshot of what your follow-ups look like. Share screenshots of how you overcame certain objections, especially the common ones like the cost or they don't want Shakeology and things like that. So share that you're doing all of that. Share that you're continuing to grow and to learn by sharing YouTube personal development videos that you watch, or just share a photo of the PD book that you're reading. Show that you're doing follow-ups and inviting all of that. Like show your team as much as you can that you're doing it too. That it's not just like we're telling them invite 5 people, but we're not doing the same thing. Because the cool thing about this business is we're all doing the same activities. It's just the consistency and the magnitude that people are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 was to re-invite coaches to restart the Fit Boss Academy. So this might change depending on what we do with our new coach training, but even if we change it down the road, just re-invite them to restart whatever our new Coach Basics group is. Whether that be self-paced or a 21-day group or anything like that. For people that fall off, sometimes they just feel like they fall off and they can't get back on track because they don't know what to do or they just don't know where to start. So kind of telling them that they have a clean slate, they can start fresh, starting on Monday, or whatever, and re-invite them to opportunities that we've already had. Number 4 is help your team set a date for their next challenge group. And so as you guys know now, for my newer coaches, I allow them into my groups. And what I'm finding is new coaches invite people to my groups and they get, 1 or 2 people, sometimes 3. And then they the next month, they just kind of hit a wall and they don't know where to go and they don't know how to set up a group. Just help them set a date. So just ask each individual person, when is the date of your next challenge group? And for people who already have that, great. Then you can ask, great, how are you promoting it? Or how many people do you have invited? But a lot of them, though, especially those that we're trying to revive, they probably don't have a group going on. So you can help them set a date based on when it should start. And you can also invite people to your team page if they're like really busy. What I love to do when people are like on vacation for 2 weeks or they're just like super, super busy and just can't find the time to host a group. Even if they've been coaching for a year, I say, totally fine, add them into my group, and we'll just have a big group for that month. So invite them into that too, especially if you think they need the extra help or the release from being so tied down to that commitment of scheduling posts and checking in each day. Number 5 is one that I came up with. It's because with all the videos that I was watching, it said, make sure they fill out their BAT. And so I was thinking of doing a BAT challenge where for 1 week, I'll have everyone else send them the BAT or at least the certain activities to do. And then they need to send a screenshot of it to me via email or Facebook or text or whatever. Send me their BAT every single day for 7 days, and then I'll choose a winner at the end of the day with the intention, or end of the week, with the intention of just getting them to do the basics, because if they do everything on that list, they will move their business forward that week. And if it doesn't happen that week, they'll start to do follow-ups next week and it'll move it forward then. And another key here is that I'm going to try and tell them to be honest. If you don't send any invites, put 0, because that shows me where I can help you most. So it's not like to penalize anyone, but it's more for me to see what they're doing and what they need help with. So that's something I think I'm going to try the first week of June. Just to kind of start the month and, hopefully remind them of the activities that they should be doing. Okay, number 6 is ask your team what their why is. And again, through your team page and personally. But I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago too. I feel like every week actually, because if you don't have a strong why, you're not going to push through the hard months, and you're not going to push through a single no or your very first no that you hear. So just getting your team to remind themselves and to remind you of their why, and also their goals. Because one thing, when they share their goals with you, you can then go back to them and say, hey, Carly, you told me that this month you wanted to really focus on your own fitness, read 10 minutes of personal development a day, and hit Success Club 5. How are you doing on those goals? It's kind of like what corporate is doing. They have our goals written down. And then when they check in with us, they know okay, this is what you said you wanted. Are you doing the actions to help you get there? So, and I did a post in Team Supercharged where the photo just said why. I don't know if you guys saw it, but you can use that if you want in your own team page. And it basically was just why do you want to hit Success Club? What will it do for you, your family, your business, the people that you're helping? Get down to why you want it, not just because you want 5 points. So reminding them of that. 7 is to get creative with your team. And I think this is more so just to, I see so many coaches that do the same type of coach recruiting post, and it gets the same interaction every month or every week. It's the same people. It's 10 or less coaches usually, or less people that like the post. And it's just not getting them coaches. So I just had a chat with one of my coaches today, and she did a coach recruiting post this morning, and I loved it, but all of them are always a selfie. So I'm I love the text, but show that you're working out, or show that you're drinking a healthy shake, or, even with posting, share something else. Or if you always see some of your coaches that do way too much, Rana on it, or fading and blurring and highlighting and all of that, just do a simple photo. And then even outside of posts, get creative with the groups that they run. So if you have a coach that's never done a free group, then tell them, if you feel like they're ready for it, that they should host their own free group at the beginning of the month, or invite people to your free group. just think of different ideas. Think of what's not working for them. And you can tell pretty easily what's not if you go to their page. And, if they're not posting, or if they are, but they're doing the same posts, if they're not hosting groups, not hosting free groups, not providing value to anyone, and just think of other ways that you can do it. Even so, one thing I'm doing this month is, these last 2 weeks are my coach recruiting mode. And so my theme that I chose is become a client and a coach at the same time. So if you look at my posts, all of them are about how I started, like the struggle that I faced, and then how I joined a fitness group and became a coach. So I'm like combining those two, which I've never done before. And I'm like, that's how I started. So maybe other people would want to start that way. So just thinking of different themes that you could do for the people you want to attract. 8 is help your coaches get results. Not only business results, but also physical results. So if you notice that a coach has been falling off or whatever, one of your first questions should be, how is your own fitness doing? How are you doing on your program? Because if they're not working out, they're not feeling that great, they're not going to see results, they're not going to be posting about fitness. So getting back down to the basics of just, are you exercising? Are you eating healthy? Because if you can get them back on track doing that, then the next step is posting about it. And then the next step is they're going to post their before and after. So going all the way back down to just focus on you. And I think when I used to get so nervous when I heard coaches say, I'm just going to focus on me for a little bit. But I feel like that's really important as long as we stay engaged with them, because it's so hard to promote something if you don't believe in it and if you're not seeing results with it. So when coaches need to take a step back and actually do focus on themselves and hopefully do personal development, but also drink Shakeology and work out, that's okay. And I think we can remind our coaches of that just to get them back on the bandwagon. Relaunch your story. And I mean, all of these tips are good for diamonds and people who are trying to get to diamond, but our story, and so for a new coach, maybe that fell off, or a coach that's been in it for a year and just wants to restart their business, they can relaunch their story from the aspect of like, be truthful and say, yep, I fell off the coaching bandwagon, but this is why, and this is why I'm back. Or they don't even have to say anything about coming back. They can just say, hey, this is my story. This is who I am. This is what I struggled with. And this is what I'm doing about it. So kind of like they're another new coach intro post. I don't know if you guys make your coaches do that, but after I introduce them, I make my coaches introduce themselves. And so kind of like something like that, just like start fresh, relaunch your business, relaunch yourself. But also for diamonds and above, I feel like a lot of things change when you're a diamond. Mostly your mindset, like we have bigger goals. We are working with a lot more passionate people. Like I know when I first signed up, my full intention was just to earn money to pay student loans. Now I truly thrive like helping my coaches and helping them succeed. So when I share that, I'm talking about how I want to help more people. And so like our why and our story will change as we continue to grow, which is fine and expected, but share that with your followers. And then number 10 is pick one social media account and commit to posting daily. And again, this is mostly for coaches that have fallen off and they want to revive their business. They usually stop posting. And sometimes it's because they don't know what to post, which we can obviously help them with and give them tons of ideas. Sometimes it's they feel like they have to post on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. And so just telling them, forget everything. Just do one, and ask them, what one social media account will you commit to? And you can post on the others if you want, but I'm just going to be checking this page for you right now. And that way it's like a little bit simpler. You only need to post at one place, one story, instead of sharing it in like all of these different groups. And then, so those were the 10 tips that I had. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is Raina is hosting a group June 15th that is a revival group. I'm not sure how long it lasts because she just posted about it last night, so I'll get more details on that. But it's with like 15 or 20, it's like a ton, that I think all top 10 coaches and then other elite coaches. So it's like all of these amazing people that are in it. And I cannot add my personally sponsored coaches, but like usual, I'm going to copy the post from that group and then just share it in a different group. So either we can do like a whole team supercharged one, and you guys can add your coaches in there, or if you want to be like the leader of it, then you can just host your own and again copy and paste it. But I'm hoping that it's like quality content from these top coaches, and I'm also hoping that they do YouTube videos that I can share it, because sometimes they just do like self-recordings, and I'm like, do I have to try and repeat that? Because that would be, they said it's so much better. So you get, I mean, either one, that doesn't start until June 15th. It's kind of like a kick in the butt towards the end of the month, next month, to hit Success Club and to get their business going. So what do you guys think? Does that help at all, or do you have any questions?
I took a ton of notes.
Yeah.
I mean, all of that I just found on YouTube, and I'm sure that there's a lot more. I don't know what the June 15th revival group will be like, but Melanie Mitchell, one of the recordings that I watched today, it looks like she did a 4-week revival boot camp. And so for the full month, she had just only her personally sponsored coaches that wanted to revive their business. And she did one video a week on Tuesdays, or one video on Mondays, a team call on Tuesdays, just for people who were in that group. And then some sort of post every day. And like the first week was about your story, your why, and all of that. So I don't necessarily want to do a full another training group like that. So I feel like shorter is better, but yeah, you could do something like that.
I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of groups that they do, but I feel like they're just so big that people fall off. So I don't know if I would want to do my own or with yours, but either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you guys aren't doing small team chats or small mastermind calls, that's one thing that's been helping me, because some coaches don't talk to me all week long, and I have no idea how they're doing it. I'll message them, and sometimes they'll get back to me. But the only time we connect are on the small team chats that I have. And that's where they have like tons of questions saved up from the week. And it's more like sometimes it's a one-on-one time if nobody else joins, but it's a group of like 2 to 5, sometimes 7 people, where we just talk. I ask them, what's one thing you're doing well and one thing that you're struggling with? And usually when there's 2 to 3 people there, it's perfect, because, one person's doing really well at something that somebody else needs help with. So it's kind of like a mastermind session. But it's also a great way for us to just be like, okay, where are you guys at in Success Club? What can I do to help you? What is your biggest struggle with Success Club? Things like that, or whatever the theme is for that week, or, advancing rank, whatever. So that's one thing that I found, and I have 4 a week now. I have one on Mondays, one on Tuesdays, one on Wednesdays, and one's on Thursdays. But I have them at convenience time for me. So like on Thursdays, it's right before our team call. So I just hop on 30 minutes earlier. Tuesdays during lunch, Wednesdays is like at 3 p.m. or Mondays 3 p.m. The only inconvenient one is Wednesdays at 5, but it's like at 5 and Harry's just getting home, so it's not that bad. So make it work for you if you guys do that. Don't make it like a whole nother team call and last an hour. It's just supposed to be like a quick get together powwow of like, where can I help you this week, kind of.
Yeah, I definitely need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can even do less. Like I think 4 is a lot, and I renew them every month. So in June, I might change it to just 3 times a week. But I want to give everyone an opportunity. I know some people work full time, so having one like after hours, after 5 p.m. is helpful. But
you don't do topics. You just say, bring your questions and we'll chat.
Yeah. I say bring one thing that you're doing well and one thing that you're struggling with. And it's a lot of time recently, I feel like people have lost the hype of them, because I've been doing them now this is my 3rd month doing them. And now it's usually like 1 or 2 people instead of 7. But then it's at least a great starting point, because I can help them with something. And then we get into like a topic of Success Club or a topic of how close they are to achieving Diamond and things like that. And one thing I'm going to start doing is giving them a challenge. So based on whatever their weaknesses are, whatever they're struggling with, I'm going to give them a challenge at the end of that session, I guess. And then by the end of the next week, when they come back for the next week's call, I want them to give me an update on it, which I have done in the past, but I haven't written down the challenge, and I never really say, okay, how'd you guys do with this particular challenge? So that's one thing I'm going to start keeping track of, just so I remember what were they struggling with, what did I say that I could help them with, and then did they do it? Because I feel like coaches just need to take action. We could talk all day about expanding our network, but they just need to do it, you know? So that's kind of the one thing I'm trying to do, is get them to do something.
Yeah.
I feel like it gives them an opportunity to also just like not make it about them, but I feel like all of the small like chats that we have, I think I told you guys, but we have like a Rising Diamonds group, and then we have a runners group, I think, or something like that. But I feel like a lot of it is just very one-sided. Like, we're like, hey, this is what we're doing. What are you guys doing? And I feel like those chats kind of allow them to make it about them, I guess. If they can just talk, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's kind of a struggle right now, is just, it's almost like a teacher-student thing, and I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like our chats are just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. What are you guys doing? And then they just answer, and then they don't like talk amongst themselves. Well, they do sometimes, but not as much as I would want them to.
So one thing that I've noticed is I think I told you to do that. Like, this is my follow-up script. How many people are you following up with? But two things. One is I ask questions that provoke more than just like I sent out 10 invites or something. I'll say, like, what objections are you hearing? That's a great one that I think I do, just because otherwise people won't say what their objections are. Like, they just feel like it's a no. So getting them to share that, like getting them to open up a little bit more. Or I'll say, like, hey, Kelsey, what invite script did you use? I'll call people out. And then another thing that got them to interact more is I was super busy when my mom came to visit last month, and I didn't respond to anyone, and someone asked a question, and they like all hopped in and like started answering for them. So I think my absence and not being the first one to respond let other people step up, which is good, because then they were able to be like, this is what I do. And it's like empowering, especially when you're like a brand new coach and you feel like you know the answer, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
One of the videos I watched, they do small group chats as well. But with theirs, they let one person be the host or like the guest speaker. So that person, kind of like the mastermind calls that we do with corporate, but that one person has to give a tip to everyone. And even if they're like an emerald or they started yesterday, you know, and you can help them with ideas, but once a week, they can give like a 10-minute spiel on whatever they think they're doing well. Which I like that, because that's kind of like they're teaching, they're feeling more like a leader. Yeah, and they have more confidence from that.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that too. I just feel like, especially newer coaches and even emeralds, they just, I don't know, wouldn't want to do it.
That's why I feel like we definitely have to give them ideas. So like for emeralds, there's so many things that they got to emerald, even if it's by signing their spouse and their mom, you know, they prioritized that. So maybe having them say, why did you prioritize emerald and how did you do it? For a new coach, I can definitely see that that's hard, but I mean, look at their posts. Are they posting really well, or are they filling out their BAT daily? Maybe they can talk about the BAT. So I think we would have to find things for them, but I think it's possible. My struggle now is people stop showing up. But maybe if we had a speaker, more people would show up. Like if we actually did have a topic to talk about.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
or maybe run like our masterminds, they run it like once. It's not continuous. It's like 4 weeks this time, and then they regroup it and do more. So maybe run it like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of what I do with mine. Although mine, I just do through messages. Do you guys hear background noise now?
Yeah.
I'm just going to mute you guys for a sec. For mine, I just do through a message thread. And then once a week, I'll just say, hey, who's going to hop on? And then 30 minutes before, I'll post the link. So it's not like a group or anything. But the beginning of every month is when I say, okay, time to hop in if you haven't already. Anyone is welcome. Or you can switch your times. So I don't create anything new. I just kind of like move people around, or I remove them if they don't have the time anymore. But one difficulty, though, that I have had with that is I'll have a diamond, and now like my diamond chats are just here, but I'll have like someone that's pretty advanced, like 1 or 2 coaches away from diamond on the same call as a brand new coach. And so we're talking about like, what is a challenge group? So that's kind of difficult. So when it gets to that point, if there's not a better call for them, I'll usually just do a one-on-one. So I make the time for that. Because it's not, I don't know, I feel like I want it to be a learning experience for everyone, not always like you have to teach people. So that's my one exception.
I forgot I was still muted. I was just like, I get it. Yeah.
I'm like, yep, yeah.
I was muted. I was like talking to you guys. So do you guys have any questions or anything team specific that you wanted to cover?
I don't think so.
Okay. Where are you guys at with Success Club?
I'm at 6.
Good.
I'm at 11 and I'm still shooting for 20.
Nice.
But I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's okay.
For me, I feel like I hit 12. That's like, or 11 or 12, like one more past 10. And I'm like, yes, I'm shooting for 20, but then I'm just kind of like switch focus and I don't push as hard. Even like subconsciously, I'm like, okay, I've got it locked in.
Yeah,
Which is the mentality to have, especially after reading the 10X rule. But I'm just like, it's like a breather because I like push full force at the beginning of the month and I'm like stressed out until I hit Success Club.
Yeah.
But also I like recruiting more, so I spend more time doing that. But at least you have Success Club 10 locked in.
Are you doing it still just strictly through Instagram with random invites?
A little bit through Facebook.
Okay.
Mostly all my new invites, though, are from Instagram, unless, like one thing I did, I'm in this secret Boston group, which has like 23,000 members. But I posted it in there, and I posted about my hair situation, how it turned out orange. And I had a lot of people comment on it. And then I posted about doing an outdoor workout, and it got like 80 comments on it. And so I friended those people. And I messaged a few of them that seemed like they would be friendly or just like good to know. I should message all of them. But a few of them, the conversation eventually turned into fitness. And I've invited a handful of them into coaching. But yeah, I don't like seek out coaches on Facebook anymore.
Yeah. So like for Keisha and Marlinda, what is that her name?
Yeah.
Were they just random invites? Because they were both from Instagram, right?
Yeah, Marlinda actually was one of my Instagram comments was, you should check out my page. And by that, I meant my Instagram page, but lots of people think the URL that I have in my thing, which was my now hiring post. So she applied to be on my team, our team. And then I reached out to her via email and she signed up. Keisha actually wasn't from Instagram. She was a friend of a friend when I very first started coaching. And she said no. So she was like, I've been friends with her for 2 years before she decided to sign up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I will say a lot of the people from Instagram will say they want more information. I send them a friend request on Facebook, and it takes a while. Like, not often do they join that same month, but they're interested. So we like keep talking about it. I'll go back to forming them. Like when the next group that we have starts, I'll say, hey, are you ready to join now? So it takes a little bit for me, but it's okay because they're usually quality coaches.
Yeah. I had this one girl message me today, and all I said, I messaged her on Instagram, all I said was, hey girl, I absolutely love your page. And she goes, wait, I gotta read it to you guys. I was cracking up. I get the weirdest people, I'm telling you.
You get haters, I feel like.
And I don't, honestly, like, it's weird because I've literally used your comments. Like, I don't do anything, like, creepy or, like, whatever. And this girl, she goes, yeah, and you continue to unfollow me. 1 minute you follow, next minute you unfollow. What is the point of that? If you love my page, why do you keep unfollowing me with 5 question marks? These are all separate messages, by the way. I'm not going to follow you. Like, I go, really? I just went to your page and I'm still following you. I'm not sure if there's a glitch or anything, but I can assure you I'm not doing that myself.
On Instagram, do you use the follow and unfollow feature?
No.
That's weird.
That is weird.
I don't use any follow feature. I just comment and like their stuff.
That's so weird.
And she read it and didn't respond.
She notices other people doing it. So she just assumes you are.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, okay, brat. Why you have 7 messages at once? Like, just don't respond to me if you really care that much.
Yeah, seriously.
But I'm just like, I feel like I get so flooded and overwhelmed with my Instagram inbox because it's so unorganized and you can't search for people. Like right now I have 99 plus message requests and I don't want to go through them all. And half of them are like Asian or don't speak great English. So it's just like, then they just fill up my inbox in my messages or whatever. And then I just lose track of people.
If you use the scripting of Message Me, if you want more details, I've been using that more on Instagram now too, since you can message people. And I've had not a lot, but like 5 go to my filtered requests or message requests that want more information about coaching. So I would definitely go through there. And if they're like, you know, Asian or they don't speak good English, you can decline them. And so it'll remove it.
Yeah.
Sounds awful, but.
So, like, some of them, it can tell right away, like.
And I get a lot of guys, they're like, hey, beautiful, and I just delete them right away.
Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, I can't find any right now, but some of them are like, hey there, pretty lady.
Yeah.
Follow back, question mark. Yes, I have, or yes, like their English with that sentence is terrible. Yes, I am Facebook, or yes, I've got face. I don't know. I'm just like, no, bye.
So they're pretty easy to go through because the majority will probably be like that.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't know if you declined it, if it would block them.
No, because there's decline and then decline and block.
Okay.
So you can. I block the people that call me beautiful or like just are weird. I got someone sent me a picture of his penis. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just listening to you casually say that word just seriously cracks me up. Like, he said what?
What?
Did he write a comment with it?
Yeah, he did. I don't remember what the comment was. I was just like, oh my god. Decline and block.
Ew. I had this one guy send me a picture. It was like an up high like body pic, and he had like ripped abs, and he goes, hey, can I get any advice on like whatever? Like, no, like you already have muscles. You clearly just wanted to send me a body shot. Like,
yeah,
I'm not responding to you.
Totally random, but do you guys know people send me things on Snapchat. Like they send them directly to me, not to my story. And it's so annoying. Like guys that I don't know.
Oh, you can change that.
How do I change that?
You can block them.
Well, yeah, you can do that too. But I go to Snapchat and then click like the settings button.
Settings button?
Like if you click like the little ghost at the top when you're on your pictures, it'll bring you to this screen.
Oh, yeah.
And then click the pinwheel at the top and do Hold on.
What's Snap Cash? We send each other cash?
Yeah, it's weird. If you do view my story, no wait. Yeah, I hit everyone for view my story, but then contact me, just do my friends.
Will that like limit us for like, what if someone wants to respond to one of our messages though?
Oh, then you should just block those people.
Yeah, I would just block them.
So then you go to my friends or whatever, if you add them back and you just hold, or like their message, even if you go to their message like in here and you just like hold someone's name down, a thing will come up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use the pinwheel there and edit them, remove them, or block them.
Okay.
So just block the creepos. Ooh, I don't let people message me or send me stuff because I don't want the Brandy peeps from Instagram to start sending me pics on here. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Wait, what?
I said I don't let random people send me stuff on Snapchat because I don't want them sending me weird stuff.
Oh.
Like ones you got through Instagram.
Yeah, I could see that.
I feel like they would send me a dick pic more likely on Snapchat than on Instagram.
That's true. I get these guys that on Snapchat that send me a picture of them like after running. And I'm just like, and it's also weird because you never know if they send them just to you or to like a group of people.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should manage my contacts on Snapchat better because I let everyone view my story, but I don't let anyone send me anything unless I've friended them back.
I mean, I would personally, I'm not huge on Snapchat, obviously, but I would say if you're using it as a tool to recruit people and to get people to message you for certain things, then allow everyone to do it.
Yeah, and then just block the weirdos.
I do have Alexis Doss, I think is her name. She's going to speak on our team call June 23rd about how she uses Snapchat and Instagram for recruiting.
Oh, cool.
She's like this, and I sent a message to you guys in the Sparkly Diamonds message thread about like what she does, but I'm going to have her like show you guys and show everyone because I feel like Snapchat is so untapped, and I just like now I just use it to form people. If they follow me, they get to see me, you know.
Yeah.
But she uses it as like a recruiting tool and like does lots of invites on Snapchat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Instead of sending people to Facebook from Instagram, she sends them to Snapchat because she feels like if they're active there, then they're going to be active as a coach.
Yeah, it's your day-to-day life and it's real time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. And we have Sandy's husband tonight talking about 10X.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Was she the one who told us? I think she was the first one who told us about that book.
Yeah, she was. And then I didn't really do much about it. And then someone else was reading it, another coach. And then Raina started reading it. And I was like, I've always loved the like theory behind it.
Yeah.
But some books I feel like I was on a call that the author of The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers was on, and he gave us tons of tips and basically an outline of what it was covering. And I was like, okay, I feel like I've read the book now.
Yeah.
Like with the 10X rule, I'm like, okay, just 10X my actions and thoughts, you know. But I'm trying to get through this so I can actually finish another book.
Kind of off topic, but not really. How do you find all of these? Like, do you know all these people who are speaking on your call? Or are you just randomly finding coaches that you see are successful and just ask them, like, how do you approach all of these guys?
I mean, for me, Alexis is actually in my mastermind sessions with corporate, and she presented on Tuesday or something. So I just messaged her afterwards and I was like, loved your pitch. Do you mind doing that to my team? And then Ashley and I are both in the NLC 2016 group. So every now and then someone in there posts, I want to swap team calls, like comment below with what topics you have and let's set a date. And then I have one person from the wall that's going to do it. So just asking basically, but within the coach groups.
Okay. Because I didn't know if you just like went to like Raina's and then went to a coach of hers and then just like found someone through their regular page.
Yeah, usually they tell me what they're good at speaking about from one of the team pages, and I'll say, great, I'll pencil you in. And usually it's a swap. So like they'll do one on my team call, and then I'll do it the same week for their team.
Oh, that's cool.
It is time consuming.
It's what?
Time consuming.
Oh.
Yeah.
But because then when you do speak to your own team again, it's like they're like happy to hear from you again rather than it always being you every single week.
I agree. I used to be against guest speakers because I was like, they can just YouTube everything on their own, and I feel like we should keep it like a team thing, like where I can give them tips that I do, and I can give them like FYI notices of what's going to happen this week. But then people love guest speakers, like learning from other people, and I think it's awesome because they do something so different than I do. And honestly, what I do doesn't work for everyone. So like I had even Jillian, when she was coaching more actively, she was like, I'm using the exact same scripts as you. And I'm like, yeah, but we're very different people. You don't sound like me. Like you have to change it. And she changed it, and then she started seeing results.
Yeah.
So I think it's good getting other perspectives even from other coaches.
I feel like coaches always believe other coaches rather than us too more.
It's true.
Speakers.
Especially if they're like a 6-figure earner, you know, or like a top 10 coach or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she knows her stuff.
Yeah.
Because I can say something 10 times and then I'll have a guest speaker and they're like, oh, I love that idea.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm totally going to start applying that to my business. I'm like, really? Better late than never, I guess.
Yeah. All right, guys. Any other questions or comments or anything? No. Okay. If you want, I can no longer invite everyone to our team calls because I'm friends with too many of them, so it cuts me off. So if you want to invite your team to the 10X call tonight, it's just in the events tab of Team Supercharged, so feel free to do that. But I'll record it too if you guys want to watch it after.
Okay, cool.
All right. Thanks for hopping on and have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.